welcome back to this final tutorial I'm making for World of Tanks. We're going to go over the garage as well as some helpful settings. These settings can be helpful for those who've played a while and didn't know that they've added them to the game. But we're going to start at the top and work our way around. We've got the battle button. Of course, it's obvious what that does. When you click here, you've got your random battles, frontline battles, or those only run once a month. And we'll see what they do next year. Team battles is discontinued for this year. We'll see if they come back next year. Stronghold battles are for clan battles, but you can join different clans without being part as a legionnaire. So for like tier 6 or tier 8, and they also do tier 10 advances where it's 15 versus 15. And then you have team training. In here you can join people's already open rooms, or you can create a room to any map, any side you want. The only condition is you do need another person with you. You can't go in by yourself. Now moving on, we've got this just to the left of the battle button we have create platoon. This you can create a platoon for a regular platoon, or for this event right now, home front platoon as well. In a platoon you can have 2 additional members. One of them can be an artillery, no more than that. You can choose from your friends or from other people. Now you can also ask people to join you in battle as well, because you do get bonuses for being in a platoon. Next you have your garage button. Your store button takes you to the place where you can buy tanks for gold, premium time, gold, special offers, things like that. Take some time to actually explore it. You can also buy bulk bundled equipment, as well as bond equipment, which is basically the same as the regular equipment but has a bonus to it. You can also buy your directives here as well if you want to buy them in bulk. Although I don't recommend using directives unless you earn them through missions or frontline, because they do cost a lot and it's best to save up your bonds for more useful things later on. Next we're going to go on to the depot. The top option is if you have any modules or shells that aren't useful, you can quickly sell them here. This one shows you more or less everything. You can break it up by equipment, consumables, and so forth. But we're just going to go under all. What I generally do is I'll sell my large repair kits because I don't do clan wars, and that's really the only place you'll ever use them. If you do use them in the regular battles, you're wasting credits in my opinion, but everybody's allowed to have their own opinions, as well as this is where you can see what training books you have, and we'll get to those later on. Next you have missions. There's the event mission if they're going to do something extra special, which there isn't anything right now. Regular missions such as the tank rewards, summer splash, sacred war, other missions, and then premium missions. These missions you only get if you are a premium member. You get 3 missions, and in the end you get 25 bonds, which is huge earnings, as it takes lots of battles to get that many bonds in regular tier 10 battles, if you get all tier 10 battles. Now if you have a particular tank you want to play and you want to find out what missions are applicable to it, you can easily click on this one here. Next we're going to go on to campaigns. There are 2 campaigns. The original front with Stug 4, T28 concept, T55A, and the Object 260. You will progress through one to the next as you complete the missions. Now for these ones, there are 5 sets of 15, the last one being the hardest, and they get harder as you go through them all. Now if you go back and look at the Excalibur, there are 4 sets of 15, but these are nation specific, not tank type specific like the other ones. So these are, in my opinion, are harder to do if you don't have lots of tech trees unlocked. And of course with each set they do get harder. Now on to the service record. Here you can see how many battles you have, victory percent ratio, hit ratio, average damage, special medals you've gotten. You can see even more awards through here, or if there's any awards you want to try and get, you can come here and try and work on them. Statistics, I rarely come in here, but they'll tell you some neat information. I suggest taking a good browse through here, especially on what nations and types you play the most. Vehicles, you can select any vehicle, look at what you do in that vehicle as averages and maxes, and you can also look at awards that you've gotten in this vehicle and marks of excellence. This is basically if you have 1 mark, you've performed 65% of the time better than 65% of other players. 2 marks, 85% better than all the players, and 3 marks, 95% of all the players. In my main account, I've got 3 marks on a few tanks, or I don't have any 3 marks, at least I don't think so, but I do have a couple 2 marks, so not that good, but up there. Now back over here, you get to see go to rating. That basically brings you to the Hall of Fame. This is a World of Tanks rating system for how you stack up to other players. In a particular tank, it'll show you how you rank in it against friends, clanmates, and then against the best players. Now, if we look at ratings and vehicles in random battles, you have to have at least 30 battles in a tank to rank. This count's not touched very often, as you can tell, but if I got 30 battles in this, I could then see how I rank according to everybody else who has played 30 battles in it in a month. Definitely a useful tool to see how you're doing in a tank. Maybe you're not doing as bad as you think. And then you can see those who do the best in select tanks. Now on to the fun part, the tech tree. There are 11 tech trees, each one featuring unique tanks. You can also reduce the experience required through blueprints. You earn blueprints through battles, and these blueprints, like I said, they reduce the amount of experience you need to research a particular tank. Now they are random, so you don't get to pick. Now, when you get lots of tanks researched, like I have on my main account, then it starts giving you what they call universal fragments. You'll use 6 to 12 of these per blueprint conversion, and 1 to 4 of these national fragments that, again, you earn them through random battles. You convert them to get it. For example, a tier 10, 12 universal, 4 nation specific to gain 1 blueprint fragment. So conversion rate's not that great, but if you play a lot, you get a lot, and it actually helps a little bit. Onto the barracks. In the barracks, you can take a look at crew members that have been dismissed. Although if they've been gone for a while, then you can't get them back. Crew members in barracks and vehicles, in barracks and in vehicles in the garage. And there's lots of different filters to find specific crew members. I usually go through here once in a while, and I'll clean out anybody who's under 100% just to keep room for those higher crew members that I'll accumulate over time. Next, and the last one, clan. Under clan, there's quite a few features. Starting on the left, you can go take a look at military personnel, how many resources they've gained, how long they've been in the clan, statistics for each of them and how they stack up to each other. The next one, top right, you can look at what the current campaign is, which used to be the Fire Trail, but that one's now over. You can look at the stronghold. You can upgrade different buildings to get bonuses, basically mini boosters that the entire clan benefit from. And one of my favorite would be financial and the tank drone. In here, if you have done campaign with a clan and you've gotten fame points, you can spend fame points on anything you want in here that you have enough for. To do the auction, you have to have at least 5 battles in the campaign and minimum bid of 4,500, although they've been going for at least 15,000. So that's why I said save your bonds if you want to go for those special tanks. Now back to the garage. Now we're going to drop to this right here. You can go directly to where this tank is located on the tech tree, or add it to comparison to compare it to other tanks. You can take a look at firepower, survivability, mobility, concealment. Now, neat thing about concealment, this is in percentages, not actual meter, so don't get confused about that. And then spotting. Now, on the bottom right is your notification center. This is where you'll see information about the battles you fought or awards you've gotten. This is where you find out if you've got any invites to like a skirmish or to a platoon or to a clan. And then this is where you find out if you have non-recruited crew members, like you see here, information about the merit system, which is a gift system, and as well as any other gifts that you might have received. This here is World of Tanks session long information center, where you can see how many credits you've made. Down here you get to see how many you actually kept. As you spend credits at the end of battles, what you see at the battle screen isn't necessarily what you keep. And also number of bonds, as you can spend bonds if you are using directives. WTR rating is your overall World of Tank rating. This will give you an arrow if you're doing better or worse than before, or if you're gaining or losing points, as well as averages across the board. You can look at vehicle specific on how you're doing as well in any of the vehicles you've played. And then in here you have the comparison list. You can go in here, you can compare, you can add any vehicle in the tech tree. You can go in and you can configure it to have certain layout. I like to do this when I'm like, do I want to get this tank? What will it look like when I actually max it out? And you can put any equipment on it, including improved equipment, to see how much of a boost does it give. As well, if you want to see what Case of Cola will do, you can do that as well. Or if you want to add a directive or camouflage, you can do it all. And you go through and look at the exact numbers. One thing I enjoy doing is adding a second of the same vehicle to compare how much improvement is there between one version and the next. Now over here you have your clan chat. General chat is literally that. Anybody playing can chat in here. This is to search for a channel. I've never used it, so don't ask me too much about it. This one here, referral program. In order to use the referral program, you have to have over 1,000 battles to invite people. Now, people you can invite have to be under 200 battles in the game or been inactive for 60 days. Now, one thing I will warn you, the load screen on this is horrendously long, so we're not going to wait for it. Next one, you can see who's on out of your friends. Scroll down to the bottom, you can see who's on in your clan, and it'll even show you your blacklist at the very bottom as well if you have anybody on it. To the left you have your crew members. If you click on them, you can switch them out with somebody else if you want. If you right click, you can go personnel file, and here you have full access to training your crew member. Train them for a different vehicle, or if they're not 100%, you can train them to 100% using gold, or just a higher percent if they're not that high yet with credits. Skills, these are very useful. I suggest finding videos and forums about these, but I would say guaranteed on just about every single tank you'll ever get, 6th Sense is a must-have. Everything else depends on what kind of tank and how you plan to play it. You can choose name, you can choose what they look like, and that's about it for crews. Now over here on the left, actually, you can increase. Once you start a perk, you can increase it using free experience, or you can reset it if you want to train them differently. You can dismiss and send them to the barracks from this window as well. Now in here, you can quickly retrain the entire crew for this vehicle. One quick snap. Return crew to the vehicle. So if you have a premium tank, you don't have to train them for that tank, as long as they're the same nation, same type of tank. So you can easily switch it between a premium and non-premium vehicle if they're trained for a non-premium. And then you can go to crew books, and here you can go to the training booklet, training guide, training manual, which you can buy, and personal training manual. They haven't revealed how to get that yet, but you can train it, but it doesn't allow you because they're not 100% on just knowing how to use the vehicle. These training books are for learning perks, not the vehicle. And now onto the good part, settings. Some important ones to have are going to be, I don't like these battle modes, but you can definitely check them off if you want to. If you have lots of vehicles, you can go 1 level or 2 level. Enable last battle recording. Make sure you have this checked so that you can save epic games that you've had. This one here that's highlighted, hide non-historical elements. Do not check that, or you will miss people's pretty tanks that they decorate different ways with paints. I turned this one off because I get annoyed by it. Other ones that you want to make sure you have: display notifications when causing damage, display arc of fire for the SPG on the minimap, display camera direction beam on the minimap, show vehicle marker score panel, enable server reticle. You can get messed up by it, but basically the server reticle is what the server sees you doing, so it's always a step behind. It can mess you up a little bit if you're not used to it. Enable 16 and 25 times zoom. If you don't have this, get it. It will make your life so much easier when trying to shoot across the field. And there are mods you can get to go even farther than that, but I find this adequate. Show vehicle tier, that's pretty good. Going into graphics, I'll set this according to what your computer can handle, so I won't go into that too much. Sound, I turn the master volume down way low, and I turn off the music because I'm annoyed by it. Hate me if you want. Controls, reticle, this one's important. So we're going to go to aiming. And we're going to go circle with load indicator. Oh wait. Yeah, that's the one I like. But gun marker is the important one. Sorry. I like the O shape. Little dot on the screen. Shoot that dot. With armor penetration indicator. That is what you saw if you just started the game, where it's like green, orange, or red. If you don't have this and you're using mods together, you don't need the mods. It's part of the game now. Now there are mods that make it more accurate, multiple colors, or it'll actually give you a number so you know how well you're going to penetrate. And then go to sniper and do the same thing again. Make sure you have with armor penetration indicator. It will make your life so much easier. We're going to go over to marker. You want to make sure you mark off all of these here: tier, vehicle model, player's name, health indicator for the enemy team, so that you know what you're shooting compared to what's on the list. You want to do the same on your own team as well, so that if you're platooning with somebody or doing clan wars with somebody, you can easily look at them and be like, hey, your name, go here if you need to. And then battle notifications, I do advanced, display in battle, all, and then check those all off. And that's general settings. These are all handy to check off. They tell you what you've done in battle, where your log is located and what's in it, what kind of map border you have. You can get different ones. You can even hide it, which would be very confusing if you're driving straight forward and hit nothing and be like, why am I stopped? And then finally, information up at the top. Combat Intelligence is basically news from the World of Tanks website to you. Training Center and Boot Camp are basically what you went through earlier. But if you've never done them, I believe you still can get some rewards from it. Now, clicking on your name, this is very helpful here. Clicking next to your name here, if you've gained any of these awards, you can make them show up in battle to kind of show off. Here it tells you how you're doing for the day. Premium missions, those are the ones we talked about earlier. Exclude maps. You can exclude one map of the 38 and you cannot change it for 2 hours. So if you're trying to do something very specific, you can be like, get rid of this map. It'll mess me up. Now if you're a premium member, you can exclude 2 maps, which is even more useful. Honestly, I haven't done it yet. Reserve stock, you get as a premium member, whenever you go in a battle, let's say you earn 50,000 credits, you will get an additional 5,000 credits put into the reserve stock, up to 750,000, and you get that paid out every Monday. Huge. I like it. It keeps me ahead. And then you can go into personal reserves. These are used to get ahead. You can go through and read them. And then finally, clan reserves. This is something somebody ranked high in the clan will be able to access and give clan boosters. Almost there to the end. Standard account upgrade. Basically, do you want a premium account? Again, takes us to the store. And then premium shop takes you to the actual website. So, all in all, that is the entire interface and what you can do with the garage. Hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe, as I will be doing lots of fun games that are old classics here soon.